UN General Assembly session tonight, Rohingya crisis likely to be a key focus. No place in February election for officials linked to irregularities in past polls, says EC Anwarul. A large portion of the Rohingya are involved in the drugs-related activities, says advisor to the Ministry of Liberation War Affairs. Now in details. Chief Advisor Dr. Muhammad Yunus is said to deliver Bangladesh national statement at the 80th United Nations General Assembly tonight, presenting the country's position on a range of global and national issues amid growing international attention. His speech is expected at around 2 p.m. New York Times, according to a senior official. During his address, Professor Yunus will outline Bangladesh's commitment to democratic reforms, highlight the upcoming national election scheduled for February 2026. And reaffirm the government's pledge to ensure a free, fair, peaceful and credible electoral process. This will be a foundational election for Bangladesh, said the Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam. People will be able to exercise their voting rights peacefully. This message will be conveyed to the international community. Election Commissioner MD Anwarul Islam Sarkar warned today that officials found to have engaged in irregularities in past elections will not be assigned any duties in the upcoming general election slotted for February. The Commission is closely monitoring the matter, the Commissioner said while delivering the keynote speech at a workshop titled Identifying Challenges and Solutions for Polling Officials in the Election Process. The District Election Office organized the event in Shahid Shatu Hall of Chapainawabganj. Responding to a question from journalists, Anwarul said that the proportional representation system and the allocation of a party symbol will not create any influence or problems in the election. He added that the Election Commission functions as a constitutional institution and will not undertake any activities in violation of the law. Truck auto rickshaw crash kills 3 in Sunamganj. 3 people, including a woman and her daughter, were killed in a collision between a truck and a CNG-run auto rickshaw in Shantiganj of Sunamganj. The accident occurred around 7 a.m. on Friday on the Sylhet-Sunamganj Regional Highway in Paschim Bagla Union of the Upazila, reports Bangla Tribune. The deceased were identified as the Abadit Keshbapriya, 40, a resident of Ukilpara in Sunamganj municipality, and her daughter, Prothoma Chaudhuri, a 7th grade student of Satish Chandra Girls High School. They were originally from Nobipur village of the Baniachong Upazila in Habiganj. The third victim was Sajul Ghosh, 50, from the Nabinagar area of the town. The head-on collision between the truck and the auto rickshaw took place in the Shatramandan Bagarhakona area of the Sylhet-Sunamganj Regional Highway in the morning. 2 people died on the spot. Later, critically injured Prothoma was taken to Shantiganj Upazila Health Complex, where the on-duty doctor declared her dead. Farooqi Azam, advisor to the Ministry of the Liberation War, has said that a large portion of the Rohingya who have taken refuge are involved in drug-related activities. He also said that drug money is providing financial support to the forces formed across the border. He made the remarks at a seminar titled The Rohingya Crisis in Chittagong's Eyes, Humanity, Security and Future, organized by the Chittagong Forum at the July Revolution Hall of the Chittagong Press Club this afternoon. Stating that a social crisis is being created in the Cox's Bazar region due to drugs, advisor Farooqi Azam said that the government and the law enforcement agencies of Bangladesh are trying to stop the drug trade. He also said that although most of it has been stopped, it has not been completely stopped. Bangladesh Jamaat Islami Army Dr. Shafiqur Rahman has extended heartfelt greetings to the Hindu community on the occasion of Sharadya Durgotsav Durga Puja, the biggest religious festival of the Bengali Hindu community, beginning from September 28. Dr. Rahman expressed their greetings on behalf of himself and Bangladesh Jamaat Islami in a statement released by the party's Central Publicity Division today. At the statement, the Jamaat Amir urged the administration and law enforcement agencies to ensure adequate security so the Hindu community can celebrate their Sharadiya Durga Puja peacefully and without hindrance. He also calls upon the workers of the Bangladesh Jamaat Islami and all peace-loving citizens of the country to provide overall cooperation for the smooth celebration of the religious festival. Dr. Rahman, however, stated that Bangladesh is globally renowned and praised as a role model for communal harmony. He emphasized that people from all communities, including Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, and Christian, have been observing their respective religions and other ceremonies in a festive and peaceful environment for generations. He described this precedent of a peaceful coexistence as rare in global history. Viewers, we're taking a short break. Stay with us.
Bazaar Silet. Local and international.
সারা দেশে লাখো মানুষের কঠোর কর্মতৎপরতা ও নিষ্ঠায় এসএ পরিবহন পার্সেল অ্যান্ড কুরিয়ার
Exclusive banquet hall for all events. 5-star luxurious rooms and suites with bulletproof glass. Fiberglass swimming pool. Relaxing spa. Well-equipped gym. Experience panoramic beauty at SATV restaurant. Welcome to Grand Palace Hotel. Grand Palace Hotel and Resorts, Jollar Par, Zinda Bazar, Silet, Bangladesh.
বাংলাদেশে দীর্ঘ ৩৭ বছরের সাফল্যের অগ্রযাত্রায় এসএ পরিবহন পার্সেল অ্যান্ড কুরিয়ার সার্ভিস এখন আধুনিক ও শৈল্পিক স্থাপত্য শিল্পের দেশ মালয়েশিয়ার কুয়ালালামপুরে। লাখো গ্রাহকদের প্রয়োজনের দিক লক্ষ্য রেখে নিশ্চিত বিশ্বস্ততা ও আন্তর্জাতিক মানের সেবা এখন ডোর টু ডোর। এসএ পরিবহন কুরিয়ার অ্যান্ড পার্সেল সার্ভিস SDN BHT 112।
Welcome back to watching SATV News. News from abroad. Myanmar junta leader Senior General Min Aung Hlaing met with Russian President Vladimir Putin at the Kremlin in Moscow on Thursday. They discussed enhancing military ties and cooperation in sectors such as electricity. The Myanmar leader said his administration supports Russia's right to self-defense, reported state media, without mentioning any specifics. Aung Hlaing is in Russia to attend the World Atomic Week Forum in Moscow, which kicked off on Thursday and runs until Sunday.
ရင်းရင်းနှီးနှီးကြိုးစိုးနှုတ်ဆက်ပြီးတွေ့ဆုံဆွေးနွေးပါပြည်ထောင်စုဝန်ကြီးများဖြစ်ကြတဲ့ဦးညံတုံဦးကွာနိုင်ငံတန်အမတ်ကြီးဦးတစ်လင်းအောင်နဲ့တာဝန်ရှိသူတို့တက်ရောက်ကြပြီးရသမရမြန်မာနိုင်ငံတော်ယာယီသမရနိုင်ငံတော်လုံခြုံရေးနဲ့အေဂျင့်သားဆိုင်ရများနျူကလ িয়ার စွမ်းအင်ကိုငြိမ်းချမ်းစွာအသုံးပြုရေးကဏ္ဍရင်းနှီးမြှုပ်နှံမှုကံတန်တမန်ဆက်ဆံရေးဟာနှစ်ပေါင်း80ကျော်ရှိပြီဖြစ်ပြီးအတွင်းရေးမှုတွဲဘက်အမှုဆောင်ချုပ်ဗိုလ်ချုပ်
Israel reopened on Friday the only crossing between the Israeli-occupied West Bank and Jordan to passenger traffic only. Israel shut the Ellenby crossing last Friday after a driver bringing humanitarian aid from Jordan for Gaza opened fire and killed 2 Israeli soldiers there. After briefly reopening it on Monday, Israel closed it indefinitely. The gateway, also known as the Grama crossing, serves as the main thoroughfare for the West Bank Palestinians to travel abroad and is used by trucks carrying commercial goods between Jordan and the West Bank. Trucks using the crossing also carry aid bound for Gaza, and this will not be able to get through under the current directive. The decision to partially reopen it was made in accordance with the directive of her political inhalant. Israel's Air Force Authority said Meanwhile, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said Israel will respond to countries including France, Britain, Canada and Australia's move to formally recognize the Palestinian state once he returns from the U.S. visit that includes a meeting with the President Donald Trump. Former ABI Director James Comey was indicted on the criminal charges of false statements and obstruction on Thursday. A person familiar with the move said in an escalation of the President Donald Trump's campaign to seek retribution against people who have investigated or criticized him. The grand jury's indictment came after the president mentioned Comey by name in a social media post chiding Trump-appointed U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi for not moving quickly enough to bring criminal charges against his most prominent antagonist, writing, "Justice must be served now." The effort to target Comey has been viewed with skepticism in the Eastern District of Virginia, the U.S. Attorney's Office handling the case. The district's top federal prosecutor, Eric Siebert, resigned last week, and the number 2 official, Mary Maggie Clary, has also expressed concerns according to the sources. U.S. President Donald Trump said on Thursday after talks with Turkey's President Tayyip Erdogan that he believes Turkey will agree to his request that it stop buying Russian oil. Referring to Erdogan, Trump told reporters in the Oval Office that he believes his Turkish counterpart will stop it. Earlier, during the meeting, Trump said very is respected by both Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Russia's Vladimir Putin. Trump has been trying to pressure countries like India and China, as well as European countries like Hungary and Slovakia to stop energy trade with Russia in his bid to force Moscow to agree to a ceasefire through what are known as secondary sanctions. Since 2023, Turkey has been the third largest buyer of the Russian oil after China and India, according to the Center for Research and Energy and Clean Air. However, it has given no sign of cutting those ties. Denmark has in recent days been subjected to hybrid attacks involving drones over critical military and civilian sites. Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen said in a video statement on Thursday. The incursions forced Aalborg Airport, used for commercial and military flights, to shut for 3 hours on Wednesday, while Billund Airport, Denmark's second largest, was closed for an hour, police said. Both reopened on Thursday morning. The Prime Minister said authorities have raised the alert level and are deploying more police and armed forces with anti-drone capabilities around critical infrastructure, while working with allies to quickly bolster Denmark's ability to detect and counter drones. Copenhagen is in close contact with NATO and European partners in assistance to defend Danish airspace, the Prime Minister said after speaking with several European leaders and the NATO chief.
Og hvor er vi nu? For det første så har myndighederne hævet.
At least 14 people died in a traffic accident in the southern Peru on Wednesday, involving Bolivian musical group's minivan and 2 cargo trucks on a highway, according to local media and police reports. The crash occurred late Wednesday near a high traffic area with poor visibility. The minivan collided with a trailer, while a third parked trailer with heavy machinery obstructed the road, according to local media outlet. Emergency services recovered the bodies and transported the injured to a nearby health post. The accident remains under investigation, with police detaining the trailer driver and working to identify all victims and determine the exact cause of the collision. The first formal trial of ousted South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol opened on Thursday as the special prosecutor pursued traditional charges of obstructing officials' duties and abuse of power linked to the last year's martial law crisis. The Seoul Central District Court convened at 10:15 a.m. to hear the new case, which stems from accusations that Yoon interfered with the execution of an arrest warrant and violated cabinet members' rights during the declaration of emergency rule. It was Yoon's first appearances in 85 days after missing 11 consecutive hearings in his separate trial of insurrection charges and health grounds. Students from Asunper crashed and set a truck ablaze outside Mexico City Military Camp No. 1 on Thursday, following a 2-hour protest. The group demanding justice for the 43 Al-Simba students missing since 2014 launched firecrackers inside the military facilities, said eyewitnesses. Police from the Citizen Security Secretariat were present and attempted to extinguish the burning vehicle. The protest comes amid ongoing calls for transparency from the Defense Secretary, as families and independent experts claim the military holds crucial information about 2014 disappearances of the students. Australia's Health Minister Mark Butler criticized the Trump administration on Friday after the U.S. president unveiled a fresh round of punishing tariffs on the broad range of the imported goods, including 100% duties on branded drugs. Tariffs have been feature of U.S. President Donald Trump's second term, with sweeping duties on trading partners ranging from 10% to 50% and other targeted levies on a wide variety of the products, casting a shadow over the global economic outlook and paralyzing business decision-making. We have been engaging with them and making the case why we should continue with the tariff-free trade that has characterized U.S.-Australia relations for more than 20 years. Butler told reporters in Adelaide, adding that the tariffs were unfair and unjustified. The new 100% tariff on any branded or patented pharmaceutical product will apply to all imports unless they've already broken ground on a building manufacturing plant in the United States, Trump said.
We're examining the latest announcement. We're talking to companies who might be impacted.
SpaceX launched dozens of new satellites from its California base on Thursday. The Falcon 9 carried 24 satellites into orbit from the Vandenberg Space Force Base. According to the company, this is the 16th flight for the first stage booster supporting the mission. The first stage was expected to land on the off-the-course Ice-Till-Lovio drone ship stationed in the Pacific Ocean.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
In the early hours of Friday, Spain's Navy vessel Faro departed from the Cartagena harbor to join Italy in assisting the global Small Flotilla, a civilian-led initiative aiming to deliver aid to Gaza. The flotilla is using about 50 civilian boats to try to break Israel's naval blockade of Gaza. Many lawyers, parliamentarians and activists, including Swedish climate campaigner Greta Thunberg, are on board. Italy sent a first flight footage on the Wednesday, hours after the flotilla said it was targeted by drones that dropped stun grenades and itching powder on the vessels as they sailed in international water 30 nautical miles of the Greek island of the Gabdos. No one was hurt, but some damage was caused to the vessels. Previous activists' attempt to break the naval blockade on Gaza was stopped by force by the Israeli military. Severe tropical storm Bualoi killed at least 4 people on Friday as it crossed the northern island of Luzon in the Philippines, said the Office of Civil Defense. According to the OCD, one victim from Masbate province was hit by a fallen tree, while another victim was crushed by a collapsed wall. Bualoi, locally known as the Opang, is estimated to be in the vicinity of the San Jose Occidental model on the Friday afternoon, with maximum sustained winds of 110 km per hour near the center. Gustiness of up to 150 while moving westward at about 20 km per hour, according to local media. Before ending, we'll go to the headlines again. Chief Advisor Dr. Yunus to address you in General Assembly session tonight. Rohingya crisis likely to be a key focus. No place in February election for officials linked to interregulated past polls, says EC Anwarul. A large portion of the Rohingya are involved in the drugs-related activities, says advisor to the Ministry of Liberation War Affairs. We're updated with the top stories so far here on SATV, and to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.